Yo, we're back. I'm gonna get Ron Burgundy ready for the no time race up at Winterport Dragway for August 28th. It's been a few, since the last event. It's been like 6 weeks, I think. I did get some testing in. You guys saw that in the last episode. That new converter is awesome. I can't wait to get up to Winterport and hopefully lay some more power at this thing and let it rip, dude. So I was looking at some of the logs from the testing passes at Oxford with the new converter, and I'm still getting some spikes on my coolant pressure sensor. When I get up around, when I'm grabbing the scramble button and it's seeing 23, 24, 25 pounds of boost, it's getting some spikes on the data log. So I'm gonna not take my chances for Winterport. I'm gonna do head gaskets today just to reseal this thing, and hopefully that solves that overflow filling up issue, and or flutter in the gaskets or whatever it's doing. So I have some BTR small bore 7-layer gaskets here. I'm gonna put those on, and hopefully that cures this thing. I had my buddy Jamie came up from North Carolina. We went to high school together, and he's a gearhead. So we went out and cruised around Burgundy for, a little bit, actually. It was probably the furthest I've driven it on the street so far. We stopped to get gas. We stopped at a little flea market thing. Then we stopped for lunch, and all 3 places we had people like, man, is that thing street legal? And I was like, fuck no. It was awesome. I'll show you guys a little bit of footage from that. So there. I'm gonna start draining the fluids out of Ron and get to cracking these heads off of here. I'm gonna probably do one side at a time just so that I don't mix up the push rods, because I don't know if you guys remember, but they are super tight tolerance for lifter preloads. I'm gonna keep them all nice in order and try to eliminate any error by only doing one side at a time. So there. Check in with you guys in a bit. Got one side down, you guys, or one side torn down, I should say. Everything looks okay on the short block side. No surprises. Obviously some carbon there on the piston tops, but it is what that is. I mean, it's gonna happen. On the head side, the head still looks good, but check this out. I have this little spot this was on cylinder 1 on the top, on the cylinder head side. I have some there's 2 little wrinkles right there in the gasket, like a dimple almost. So I'm wondering if maybe that is my little culprit area for what I've been thinking is my head gasket leak. All the other cylinders look okay. And it's not on this block side that it's dimpled, only on the cylinder head side. Not really sure what is up with that, but hopefully the new one doesn't do that since it's the same exact gasket. And here you can see cylinder 1 right there. There's those two lines that match those two dimples. So, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. Well, we'll clean her up and put the new gaskets on. Cross our fingers and turn the boost up. Alright guys, Burgundy's back together. I got both head gaskets replaced. Sitting back down on the slicks. I even got my hood to fit again. Not that you guys even knew that I was having trouble with it, but I was. And it's back to 25% perfection here for fitment. But I've already fired it once. I just put water in it, and we're good to go. Good to go for Sunday's dance party, man, up at Winterport Dragway for the no time race. Getting pretty amped up. I think the car is, like, I'm getting closer. I'm feeling better about it. Maybe a little naive, but still, we're having fun. I got the head gasket here that I think is the problem child. I'll show you guys what I think happened. So this is a BTR small bore 7-layer gasket, and I think what happened was this was on cylinder 1 right here. So bank 1, so the driver's side, and you can see, I showed you guys already, there's a little dimple right here. I don't know if this is focusing. It doesn't really look like it is, but that dimple and this bump, this like bubble bulge thing right here, is only in this super thin top layer. All the other layers don't have that. So I think what happened was when we were at Winterport in May for the first event, when I had that weird problem where I had a lean condition and it pulled timing to save the motor, and we had a bunch of boost come in at a really low RPM, and I think it pinched this gasket right here by letting compression go under that first layer and pressurizing that coolant port area on the gasket. That the head, it doesn't have any coolant flowing through it right there, but compression got under it and bulged it up into that coolant galley, if you will, on the bottom of the head. And when it did that, it shrunk the metal and gave it those two shrinking lines, those two little wrinkles right there. That was it. The other gasket on the other bank was fine. All the rest of this gasket looks good. So as long as we can avoid that weird anomaly thing that happened in May, which hasn't happened since. Actually, I just pushed that in and popped it in, but we should be good. That should not happen again. I've got less timing in the car. I got a looser converter now. I got rid of that safety that was making that pulling timing versus closed loop compensation. I changed it up, and I think I used fuel flow instead. Like a fuel flow pound-an-hour offset that would just shut the car right off. So we're good. We're ready for Winterport, and I can't wait. It's going to be a really good event. The weather looks perfect. It's going to be like a high of 70. So it's usually a little breezy up there, but that's not a big deal. We won't be cooking in the sun like the last 3 races I've been to, I think. So that's it, man. We're gonna get this thing. I'm gonna clean it off, wipe it down probably a little bit. I gotta swap fuels still, I just remembered, and get the thing loaded on the trailer and all the tools packed up, and we'll see you guys at Winterport on Sunday. Thanks for watching, you guys. See you then.